In our last session, the group regrouped, so to speak, in the prison, where they were looked over by two of the mercy killers, expecting results from their return. The group explained somewhat alarmingly that two officers were now missing in action, Officer Verity and Justice Sayo. And while the mercy killers took this news rather stoically, there was the larger question of what was to be done now, especially with regards to the prisoner Lady Ludia, who needed medical attention. There was some questioning of Sargal, in which the group wasn't entirely sure of his intentions with regards to what happened and his seeming urgency at leaving the scene. Sargal explains that he needs to contact the directors to inform them so. And while the group does try and retain him, eventually he manages to find an exit. Meanwhile, the group has Hayes, Alara, and Rose have a long chat with Lady Ludia, who is angry at first, insisting on speaking to no one but her lawyer, but Hayes manages to push the case forward by being forthright and less obtuse about things, and eventually manages to catch the notion that the husband was not quite himself. Navar Strathburn is not a man known for forgetting important family obligations and dates, and it seems he was distracted as of the last time she could remember, which coincides with a date about 8 and 6 years ago. When Hayes brings forth the drawing, however, she screams in response to whatever the strange figure might be in it. Something about Amos insisting on seeing something. And after she slumps down, thankfully no one socks her this time, the lawyer, Cressetti, of the fated faction arrives and quickly takes possession of the situation. She manages to calm Lady Strathburn down by singing, but she does insist on having some time alone. And the group knows when they are being dismissed. Meanwhile, Balasar and Fira try to follow after Sargal, not too subtly, before Balasar tries to pick a fight with him in full view of the prison quarters and the mercy killers within, who are all too happy to clap him away in the cell. And it's not known what Sargal was up to after that, until the group eventually comes back together and learns that he is actually reported to the directors. It is unfortunate, as the group's meeting with Aram of the Harmonium reveals much more troubling information. Aram has suspicions on the type of creature they might be dealing with, which she explains in some detail, but this is nowhere as enlightening as when Aram attempts a contact of another plane to try and find Verity, and ends up reaching instead an entity that claims to be what was Navar Strathburn. It communicates in binary, suggesting it doesn't want to be overheard, and it's a difficult cipher to translate. The group is, however, able to gain some information, such that apparently this is a far-plane entity that they are dealing with, and mental protections and physical freedom is suggested as precaution when dealing with it. This is troubling news, and as Aram leaves to inform his own factor and get as many of the others as he can into the fold, the group agrees to meet back at the 12 factors, making their own contacts with the Ark crew and to a certain degree of success. The sendings go all around, some revealing strange facts about the others. Sarmias, however, is troubling when Rosa tries to send the information of Nazakul knowing where she is and how to find her without his help. Sarmia's response is as such. Danger. Underground with revolutionaries. They assume my cooperation. Revolutionaries planning jailbreak within the turn while lawmakers distracted will attempt escape after. Nazakul must not interfere. On that troubling note, we resume today's session with everyone still in the prison. Right, what's the next course of action?
Music. All right, I can't do music.
Everyone, next course of action.
Is Sagal with us?
Yes.
Yes. Well, do I know where I should be going to give the statement, or if it should be done now, or should it wait until the meeting later?
Presumably until the meeting, so there's no need for redundancy.
Okay.
Don't we have 4 hours? Last I
Yes.
remember.
So Hayes will probably what is Sagal doing? Is he just kind of waiting there for commands?
He's sort of leaning against the wall, like looking around at ill ease in his environs.
Okay.
Do you still need me for anything?
The hearing will be in 4 hours. Until then, you are free to do as you please.
Thank you. He
Hayes will
starts
give him
heading
a
off.
nod.
That applies to everyone, right?
Indeed.
All right.
This
see you
one
again.
trusts that you will have to speak with your people.
Yeah. I'll be back here in what, 4 hours? We're meeting back here, right?
No.
Where
We're
are we-
meeting at the 12 Factals.
Well, shit. That's where I'm going. Well, I guess I'll see you guys at the 12 Factals then. Oh, you casted like a sending or something? Did you contact our dinosaur friend?
No, you did not.
You did not. You
No, you didn't.
contacted the many faces, many souls, many eyes. Well, I was supposed to meet him today. I mean, he's what time of day? Like, at what time of day is it right now?
It's not, well, I'll say it's nearing noon.
Okay. All right. I'll be like, yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna be at the inn for like the next 4 hours, unless something more interesting pops up. So I'll just see you guys there.
Fira taps Adam on the shoulder. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'll explain later, Alara, and I leave.
You can get there within the hour.
Will the blue lady require my presence? The task ahead is dangerous. Make sure they are prepared. Oh, additionally,
She is not.
make sure they understand that their participation is entirely voluntary. Hayes will give Alara a nod and then go rest.
All right. Adam,
Yeah,
you take off with Rose towards the 12 factals.
Fira.
Sorry, Fira. So, what now?
Well, by the looks of it, Lara has a plan, and it involves sending a message to a lot of people to group up at the 12 factors. Whatever they discussed out of when they were interrogating whoever it was, still getting the details, it's probably something huge if she's gathering everyone.
Can they really make it there so quickly?
Well, they can try. Besides, we already told Ulgar to come meet us at the 12 factals anyway. He might be there for all we know. So we should hurry up.
Have you thought about what you want to say to him?
I haven't put much thought into it yet. I just know that after today, he's gone. And that alone should be enough for him to trust me to help him. Now, if you were to ask me what I was thinking of doing to help him, well, I have an idea, but I'm gonna need that priest's help again.
What priest?
Remember the one who was holding my head that made me go crazy the first time? Back at the inn? The guy who worshipped uh, his god.
Well, they do that, I think.
Yeah, the one, that guy basically, the one with the old man and the old lady.
Oh, the dwarf and the baker.
Yeah, I'm gonna need his help. So it's actually really convenient that Alara gathered everyone at the inn. I'm gonna see what I can do. I don't have. Well, that's not fair to say. I have powers, and I like
But you always change to Balasar.
no, but there's my powers don't allow me to help Ulgar right now. So I need a little help. Maybe maybe we'll see what I can do once I'm inside his head.
Is that all?
I maybe you have a better idea. Cause Belisar is just not being cooperative right now. Why is he so angry?
What are we dealing with right now?
Something big enough for Alara to
Wait.
call?
You don't know?
I don't know. We don't know.
Okay, you're in there. What did you see? What do you know?
I wasn't in there. What are you?
No, the other place with the house and everything.
Well, from what I can gather, what and from what I saw, was a bunch of ink, bunch of animated spirits, a bunch of black goo. Like, you remember the swamps like up up north?
There aren't any swamps, Adam. Not put.
Wait, no, I'm mixing it up. North is us. Well, anyway, I've read about it in books before. It's like this really goopy liquid. It makes it really hard for us to move in. There were a bunch of spirits too. It was a whole It was a whole mess. All right, wait. Give me your hand, and I cast like mold earth to make mud.
It doesn't actually make mud, by the way.
I know. I'm like making like difficult terrain, and then I'm scooping the mud up, like because I assume difficult terrain is like
Okay, so
it
this
mud.
is dirt with water.
Yeah. So imagine this, but like a lot thicker.
So how do we fight it? I was shooting with arrows and it wasn't doing anything.
I I cast firebolt to like make the mud harden.
I can't do that.
Well, I can Now that it's hard, I toss it up in the air. Does she does she shoot it? I don't think
No,
so.
she doesn't. She's
And
still
like,
trying to see where you're going.
okay, I toss it up, and then I'm like as I awkwardly wait for her to shoot it, and it comes back down, and the clay kind of. I'm like, Fira, you were supposed to shoot it.
That's the plan.
Yeah. So I harden the thing, and you crack it up. Sounds good.
Never mind. We'll talk later.
How? What do you? That's my fine. And we continue walking.
Right. You're the first to arrive at the 12 factals. And there the proprietor looks at you, glances at your companions.
Companion. Is anyone else there?
Okay, it's just Fira at the moment, but then Rom, he says, just look at you and goes, you lot again.
Yeah.
The ones had the whole talk with the factals about down below and the history lessons.
Pretty much, yeah. That's us. We're gonna have a little meet and greet over here. I hope that's okay with you.
There's someone who wants to talk. Well, two of them.
Two of them?
Yes. This
Who?
way, if you will. I don't want them picking fights with any of the boys or girls.
All right, lead the way. I would really appreciate it if I knew who, though. But carry on. Show me the way.
You're brought down the first flight of stairs all the way down from the streets into the dining room, which is somewhat empty at the moment. You can see some workers eating here, having their off-shift break. There's still sounds of cooking from the kitchen, and then he brings you further down towards, well, the hall that you remember being busy earlier, the Storm Hall, where there was all sorts of Yes Guardians having fun and carousing around.
Mm-hmm.
This time, however, the figures of note. One is an orc sitting at the table, like filling most of it and uncomfortable in the corner, looking around.
And the other?
The other is a bugbear. There's a blindfold around his eyes, but his ears do prick as he hears you entering and turns around. Adam, Vera.
Can smell us a mile away, huh?
Always. You've been bathing.
It's a new experience. I'll bring you one time. So, I see you met Ulgar.
Ulga looks a bit uncomfortable at this. Kurok just pat him on the shoulder and bring him around. We had a talk.
All right. So that means you know what happened to him, what's going to happen to him.
We are Turokmal. We come because we are needed, not just because we are called.
How are you holding up?
Ulga grunts. Not too good. Not too good. I feel it crawling underneath. It's different.
It's bad news. You won't last till tomorrow. And we need you tomorrow.
Maybe not, but there's something I can still do for you.
And what's that?
Something I should have done a long time ago. Kurok taps on the shoulder. Steady, steady.
I walk up closer to him.
Ulga stands up unsteadily, towering over you.
Oh dear God, he's so tall.
And then he places both hands on you, his breath hot and pungent in your face. Adam,
Yes, Ulgar.
this should have been done a long time ago. Give me Balasar. And the music.
Okay. I look at Kurok. I know he can't see a shit. He has no eyes. I look at Kurok, and I'm like,
Kurok's ears prick and he nods.
all right. I burst into flames. Like I hold my chest and I. Does he still hold? Like, does he still keep his hands in the fire?
Yes.
All right.
Well, his skin is all weathered, and he's thrust his hands into fires quite a few times. You know, challenges and all that, and some of the arts of glass blowing as well. Balasar,
What?
show me Adam. Now.
Why? You just
Kurok taps him on the shoulder. Do it.
And he bursts into flames. And out steps Adam. And he takes a couple of steps back this time. I don't know if he's still holding me on the
Yes.
Right.
You can see like some of the hairs on him is singed, but he's continuing to hold you, and his eyes are yellow and intense. Again.
What? Fine. Let's go. Transform. Out steps Belisar. Why are you doing this, Ulgar?
Faster.
Transform again. And out comes Adam. This is giving me a head.
You remember the last thing I'll say.
This is giving me a head fire. And out steps Belisar again. Tell me why.
Are you starting to remember?
Remember what?
The last thing that was said. Again, Adam.
Transforms. What do you mean? What was the last thing that was said?
You can see Fira looking alarmed and one hand out, but she's not quite sure what to say about this. Go. The reason you keep forgetting is you treat yourself as two different people. Again.
He transforms again.
And it starts to come to your attention that the faster the transition goes, the more of it, the after effect lingers.
And I'm
like the memory lapse is closing.
Ooh. And Belisar thinks back, and he transforms again back to Adam.
Kurok looks at you. Now, we're going to have a conversation while you keep doing that.
All right. I'm starting to see where this is going. And he transforms again. All right.
What was the last thing you remember?
You said we were going to have a conversation. He transforms back. Keep it coming, Kurok.
And how did it go?
Transforms back again. It hasn't started yet. Keep talking.
And what happened in your last adventure?
Well, Balasar was following his instincts, transforms, and Adam teleported outside of a jail cell and transforms. He bought a bunch of suitcases and it transforms. He was walking and talking with Fira. He's wondering why I'm angry, which is because, and he transforms. And he was fighting some ink spirits and ink creatures. He got caught. It was really, really dense terrain, and he transforms. The reason I'm angry is because, and he transforms again. The reason you're angry is because you're angry at everyone for not trusting your instincts and just putting you aside and just telling you to and getting angry when you help them. or not being happy when you help them.
Keep going the conversation, but don't need to say transforms anymore. I'll assume it happens
All
somewhere.
right. All right. And then Balasar. Huh. So you do get it. Yeah. Yeah, I do. They mean well, man. That's what you would say. You're a little too soft around the edges, Adam. Well, I mean, one of us has to be workable, easy to work with. And that's why Fira never listens to your plans. Okay, that's a cheap shot. That's a real cheap shot right there. Enough of this small talk. Kurok, we've proven your point. We can talk together now. Though it is very taxing.
It is. He glances at Olga. Olgar wears many forms. And the reason it makes no difference to him is because he's all of them at the same time. You, well, we didn't think it was the same issue.
Wait. Are you saying that that you're losing both of us because both of us are out at the same time? I don't understand. Explain.
From the beginning, we thought you were two different people in the same body.
We are, aren't we?
It doesn't have to be that way.
You mean I am the same as this fleshy human?
You're completely different. Which means you're both different parts of something.
Wait. So we can become something more?
Even Ulgar and I, for example, we share something in common. You and your half don't.
Enlighten me.
You're either two parts of the same piece, or perhaps you're tired of being that way. Ulgar wanted to show you this before whatever it is took hold.
I look at my hands now in their scaly, claw-like, four-fingered exterior, perhaps five. And as the flame engulfs them, and I look at a less scaled, more human-skinned palms, I look up at Ulgar. You said you were gonna eat me.
It was easier when I wasn't smarter. He looks up. Well, I've done what I can. I should go.
I appreciate the lesson, Ulgar. But where are you going?
Solve my own problems.
So that's all you're going to do? You're just going to run away?
I'm going to fight it. somewhere away.
Can I make like an
Kurok told
insight
me
check
how.
on his like resolve? Is that something I can do?
He seems pretty resolved. Eh? So Kurok showed me how. The rest is up to me.
I put out my hand for like the arm slap shape.
He grips it firmly. I was
As in,
wrong about a lot of things. I just didn't know how much. Or care back then.
I'm expecting you back in one piece, you know. Still got a lot more voyage to sail. Take care of yourself, Ulgar. And thanks for the lesson.
You too. Good hunting.
Godspeed.
He gets up and slowly totters his way out of the room. Vira still just watches him pass and looks around bewildered.
I sit down next to Kurok now.
He pushes a mug over and there's something pungent in it. Have a drink.
I take it, I down the mug and I slam it back on the table. What did you tell him, Kurok?
I told him how one becomes a champion.
So he's going to go on a journey to become a champion? What does that even mean? He's going to get stronger?
That's part of it.
We're in no man's land, Kurok.
All
Half
the
my
more reason to be stronger.
You're a wiser man than I am. So I will trust your judgment. For I believe whatever plagues his mind, he will not survive tomorrow.
The challenge is his. Either he survives it and comes out stronger, or he perishes. But he must try.
I wave down another, like, is there like a waiter or something? I throw the mug at him to get his attention.
Right, the proprietor from before grabs it out of the air as it's sent.
Mm-hmm.
A pleasant little chat there. Are we all done? Can I see the others in now?
You can.
Wonderful. He puts the filled drink back and then returns to his own business.
It's good to see you standing again, Kurok.
Ulgar had to be my eyes for a bit, but here I am. So, what have you been getting up to?
A bunch of politics. Not my forte. They're involved in something far greater than I can understand. I'm just providing my assistance. However, currently that assistance is unappreciated. Or In other words, unwanted.
What exactly is going on? Look past the politics.
There's something big, Kurok. Something big that kidnapped a very important man. And we're going on a hunt to kill it.
What is the beast?
It's nothing like I've ever seen before. It's like water, but murky, black, ink. It will drown you if you step in it too long. It forms creatures to fight for it. I don't believe it was at its full potential when I first met it. Every ounce of my being tells me to not engage and to run away. That's strong it is, Kurok. That's how much fucking shit we're in.
Ink, like water. Did anyone hurt it? Could anyone hurt it?
I did. So did the lizard boy.
Then it can be destroyed.
With enough firepower, anything can be destroyed.
That one's another lesson for another time. Ink, water. It wasn't of this world then. Well, not the world as we know it.
It hurts my head too.
Your head should still be a bit sore from all that, but at least now you know Adam, and Adam knows you.
Yeah. It's actually pretty weird. It's like I can see what he sees or hear what he hears. It was actually pretty tiring to keep transforming though, not gonna lie.
It keeps you sharper the more you try. Until it becomes like a second finger to you.
Will do. Gotta keep practicing. So, like he said, ink. It's not something we've ever fought before, no?
Then let's ask the others. As you hear footsteps coming in from behind and more people filling into the room.
Speak of the devil.
Okay, and here let me change the music.
Final Fantasy X.
As suddenly the room is full of noise behind. Alara, Rose, Hayes, I presume you're all here after resting and preparation.
Alara wanted to say something to Rose though while they were there.
Okay, Alara, you can carry out your conversation now.
Lina's here.
Lina's here.
Pretty sure she can type.
Okay, then we continue. There are a few faint smiles on faces as everyone looks together like strange odd friends. There's Jorman, Mayweather from Sedanti, along with the excited face of Finala, still in her trainee uniform, and a little kobold darting around them.
Oh god. Fucking gasket.
It's a reunion, all right, as others step in after them as well. I can't click. I don't want to fill my screen with all the pictures, so entertain yourself. There's Kiawe and Tia here as well. Tia is dressed like herself this time, all black and professional, and even a shade of eyeliner. Kiawe is dressed in his working overalls, looking as if he just came in from whatever ring around the roses it was. Imaltha, they step up to you all. I regret to inform that I've not found any corpses of ours. But I believe there's urgent business.
How is that a regret?
It would
Might
have
I
simplified
ask?
matters. He does take one, and Noelle enters the scene in back to her usual blue robes now, trailing
Uh,
frost around her where she looks.
baby girl.
Hi, is this the right place? Oh, that's a lot of people. Everyone's back. Well, not everyone, but um, she waves a hand. An owl settles into it, hooting down from the rafters in a flutter of feathers.
I
And
I
then,
I I bow like over exaggeratedly, Your Highness.
oh no need to call me that anymore. We're off the streets. And she looks at the owl before it straightens itself up and its form begins to grow.
Wait, what?
The
Is that?
Strix just nods, inclines its head towards you all, flaps its wings, and seats itself down at the table.
Oh dear lord. My browser has only so much space. It's a party.
And then finally, there's a strange click-clack sounds of a figure on stilts coming around the bend. It reaches out for a mask and puts on what seems to be a smiley face. Uh, he clears his throat. Alara, it's good to see you again. So what's the news? A lot of chatting around as it seems that conversation is being shared far more animatedly than it was on the ship. Everyone's learned something new, it seems, in the past few days. Although Noelle raises a hand. Officer Alara, some of our members are still unaccounted for. Should I continue with the survey? Right. All attention is on you for now. All eyes go to Hayes. Imaltha is the first to speak. If it is an extraction mission, what exactly are we expecting to be up against?
This one
Pinala
believes
goes,
that
is it evil? She beams, looking around her, and Drummond Mayweather give her supporting nods. Gasket is tinkering with something under the table.
I'm sure he's gonna blow. So
this one believes that perhaps the small one would be able to better describe the threat we are to face. And then he looks to Rose. Is Rose available? Because Hayes doesn't really know much about the monster other than it's really strong.
he ain't here yet.
Hayes, you might as well do your briefing first.
All right. If you choose to assist us in the upcoming mission, there will be a meeting in 3 hours now, I guess. 2.5 hours.
3 hours.
In 3 hours. Will it be at the prison or the barracks that I know of? Hello?
The prison.
At the prison, in which the full story will be briefed. The nature of the threat is
No,
extremely
why can't we know
dangerous
right now?
because I am not fully aware of what the course of action is going to be.
Noel looks, with all due respect, what can you share right now? Saru nods as well as Noel. That's one of the basic lessons taught at Mythalgarin. Noel's eyes do widen. Ninth Valence, I know. Level 5. I think it's their own nomination. Farplane entity, I know. It's something from. You've heard of warlocks, have you? Half of them don't really understand what they're dealing with because it gives them power and they just grab it. Farplane entities are important to be distinguished in that they are not anything on the level of deities, but no, the crude way to put it is parallel but not similar. So with all of this,
That was a terrible explanation.
This one is able to give a brief description of the creature's capabilities. It is able to take the form of ink, manipulate the written word, and alter the mind states of individuals, reprogram them. If we are to go in, we will be doing so with the protective magics and weapon enchantments of the governors.
there's some murmurs around in some dismay and you hear Tia saying, I told you something like I told you things like that could exist. How else would records change on their own? Noel and Saru are sharing a severe look. And the Strix reaches over to write something that she looks up. And she glances at Rose. It's similar to the story of the prophet, isn't it?
Rose nods and say, yes, it is. Hang on, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
We got you.
Okay,
some-
I'm still on my phone, by the way.
Okay. There's some quick huddled discussion. And Kurok is frowning despite his eyes being covered. There's some looked at his way since he's technically seniority at the moment, but he seems content to let others discuss.
Another thing we know is that the creature is vulnerable to flames and radiance.
That Norman looks up as well as Mayweather. That tends to be attributed to the like of unholy beings and the undead.
This one did not. This one did create specters resembling that of shadows or shades. However, it did not seem overtly undead. At least not like any that this one has encountered before.
Imaltha speaks of this. Can far plane entities die and become undead? Is that a classification? Noel looks up. Theoretically, anything can die. It could be both. No, let's think. The prophet was dead, wasn't he, when he became one with the word? Are we dealing with something similar?
My book has writing on it,
That should be left behind.
but it's not ink.
Wait, hang on. Is that
It can be
Balasar or
marked.
Adam? Or are you like changing?
It's Adam.
Okay. Adam, I told you we're leaving all the books behind. Didn't you remember?
Yeah, but this isn't ink. Look, and then I draw like a black slash on Rose's cheek.
Hey!
It's like chalk. It's like a stone that I carve into a lead.
Ugh, so it's not
Kurok
liquid.
speaks up to some surprise. I don't think I don't think the ink matters. I think it's the word.
Indeed.
A story? A story. Have you tried speaking to it?
No, not the creature. We spoke
This-
to our target.
This one does not believe that we encountered the creature directly.
Hold on, let the man elaborate. Story? Talking to it? You're onto something here.
Did they attack you?
No, I ripped the tapestry and invoked its wrath.
Yes, they attacked us eventually.
They did not. We had to vacate the premises because there was a countdown to a reset.
In the last speaks. Does it matter if it attacked? It's obviously bad. Kurok says, there might be a difference here.
Not everybody shares your skewed Zenithar views.
Well, of
Small
course not. That's why
child.
you're somewhere else. But don't worry, there's a chance for everyone.
Balasar, you were the closest with that thing. Anything you can share with us?
Besides the
Wait, hang on. Weren't you Adam?
It's a long story.
There's some pauses as well as faces turns. Jorman raises his hand. Oh dear, he's changed to a different voice. Is it possession?
No, calm down, I think. And she looks at Balasa and giving the face that says, it's safe, right? You're safe, right?
Slow nod to Rose. Slow
Mayweather
nod.
speaks up. Oh dear, it might be one of those growth spurts things. Their voice changes. Did it attack you or did it defend its home? There's a difference.
Defend its home. Definitely.
Actually, Imelda speaks up. Actually, the large one brings up an interesting point. You seem to believe that this captive Verity and Sile are still alive. Why are you so confident?
One of the officers was able to establish contact with another imprisoned by the creature. He was able to confirm that 2 others were there with him.
Tia looks up. This seems a bit fishy to me. I mean, if you're an enemy, why bother keeping prisoners? He sort of taps her on the shoulder a bit. I think overseas they have some kind of truce thing. Was it the white flags and all that? There's some sour looks from Noel. Yes, I'm aware that those have not always been respected in the past.
By the way, just for the information, Rose is probably not really paying attention right now because she keeps eyeing Adam or Balazar to see when it changes again.
Alara, you have so many
like
things to pay
squinty
attention
eyes.
to on the room right now.
You either help or you don't. It's your choice. We're not forcing you to help. Because if
Noel
you
looks up. How are we approaching this? I mean, if someone has a hostage and you go in, will they shoot the hostage?
No, she has a point. What if when we attack, it turns on Verity and the the other 2 non-important people?
The decision will be made by the higher-ups in the upcoming meeting.
More politics.
Tia looks at you. Acting Captain Alara, is that an order? She looks a bit disappointed at this, but Ayaki does stand up. You know I'm always with you.
Alara, she wants to be pushed around by you.
Tia nods as if nothing is going on. I suppose someone will have to keep their clear wits about them. Imaltha stands up. And of course, you'll need a medic or someone to recover the bodies when worse comes to worse.
Do you eat the corpses you inspect?
No, we raise them. Next question, please.
Lol. Rose starts laughing.
Eating the corpses is a Turok thing. What?
Kurok does stand up before things can escalate. We came because we are needed. I will come along. We come because we are needed. And that is all. Asik, there's a little tap dance on its stilts, the mask turning around on its face into a frowny one. Kurok nods to you. That means yes.
Nobody
Hang on, how
is.
does Kurok tell?
His ears prick.
Okay. That is so cool.
At this point, Noel looks at Rosa. Rosa, are you fully aboard with all of this? Rose?
I am so sorry. Could you repeat that?
Rosa, are you fully aboard with this?
Yes, yes, I am. She looks at Noel. I'm so sorry that you had, to work alone at the bazaar, but I really want to help these people.
Noel nods.
I know they're
I
doing
think
the
our
right thing.
ancestors are sending us another test.
Maybe. But even if it wasn't, I want to finish this with them.
We won't make the same mistake. I'm coming along.
Oh, Noel. I'm so glad to hear that. She gives like a visible sigh of relief. I mean, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. She puts up her hand, kind of like wanting to shake Noel's hand. We'll have each other's back, right?
Noel just nods. We'll do it right
Oh.
this time.
I push Rose from behind so she falls into Noel
Hey!
into a hug. Adam. It's Adam. I transformed when she was looking at Noel.
She goes like,
She
"Hey,
was,
As
Gambas!"
your form changes now?
yeah, because she was staring at Belisar, so it's like when she turned to talk to Noel, it's like a transform.
Finala points. Possession!
You
As
call it
Rose,
what
as
you
Rose
like.
falls, yeah, as Rose falls, she shouts. He says like, "Hey, Dumbas!" Then she turns around and she sees Adam. She's like, "Oh, why did you do that?"
Hug her. What are you doing?
Ah, Rose quickly like gets up.
Noel helps helps Rosa up, but she's also staring at you. You're a shape changer.
No, he's nothing like that. He's not that good.
How does it work?
He only knows 2 forms. Lol.
Yes, he's not a real shape changer.
If you eat
Well-
something, does the other side eat it as well?
Yes, apparently. We also both get tired.
Oh, is that why you said thank you for the dinner? She asked Adam.
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
that's why.
So you do eat it as well. Oh well. So if I, since
Stop.
I
There's a
owe
cough from the
Balasar
Sedanti
dinner,
side of the table. Oh, this is rather unusual, unorthodox even. Jorman is looking up. So what is the plan? Are we to bring full hostility on this? He glances at Finala. Agent of evil?
very agent, very evil.
He makes a warding gesture and nods. Stinta will protect. I will lend my services to this. Mayweather nods as well. Finala tries to stand up to raise her hand even higher. And Gasket just sort of glance over the table, realizing that people have stopped talking for the time being.
You can't prove it.
Gasket can understand, I believe. Yes or well, he's nodding, so that's a yes, I suppose. And what is that dye? Jorman looks up. Is it combustible? Is it combustible?
We believe so.
I see. All right then.
Doesn't that mean Gasket's the man for the job?
Well, I suppose I can appreciate this fervor. And Saru just stands up silently and nods. Let's see. Imaltha looks around and says, well then, let us hope that most of us emerge intact.
Yeah, I would hate to be one of your zombies.
Oh no, you're far too small.
Puts his hands up in the air, turns around, walks away.
Okay, so any of you want to talk to anything? Now's your chance.
Oh.
Seru is not. Oh,
Saru is.
yeah.
Oh, we're only missing the cat, Rose says. Oh. That's for me. Oh no. Yes, after this is done.
Noel nods. Sarmia's in trouble again? Who could have seen that coming?
Noel, please. We all did not get to choose where we land, remember?
Teru just closes his arms and mutters a string of words. Any of you understand the Auran language?
No. What language is that?
Auran, elemental.
It's a form of primordial.
Oh, primordial. Okay.
You know some
Alara.
words because yours is probably Aquan.
What Saru is trying to, from what Saru is saying, it seems he has been keeping an eye on the winds and things above. He has not seen Sarmia, so he deduced that she must be below.
Oh dear. Well, that does save a bit.
Twitch, he says he has not seen signs of, which suggests he is also below.
What about
Sorrentina, he says he's seen her entering a very fancy building.
at will?
Well, she wasn't forced into it from what he can tell, so it's simply voluntary. From his description of the number of spires and all this, Hayes, you think it might be the Civic Fest Hall.
Oh, does Hayes hear as well?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
Hayes allowed into this conversation.
I think
He
it's just
is
me
now.
forgetting.
Oh wait, Hayes has a stupid passive perception. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh dear.
do call him over as well.
Also, Saru adds this extra thing. He has been watching, just watching. And he has apparently noticed something. He was watching when people started entering the slacks because of the air changed, as he put it. He says he observed a gnome of some kind fleeing with an oversized lizard.
Rose looks at Hayes.
Hayes will minor illusion the thing, the newt.
He nods his head.
You
Oh.
motherfucker! I'm not there.
It seems to suggest this happened around the time we did the portal jump into the astral plane.
Oh. That was
From
when
what
he
Sarah
first
describes, when you all did the jump, the lizard remained behind and was shortly retrieved.
I will minor illusion that the gnome that was following us.
Saru indicates positive.
Oh.
Saru, with little squawks of his beak, suggests that it first went to the night market area but seemed unsuccessful and subsequently went to the richer part of Sigil.
He's trying to sell the motherfuck.
The anarchists plan to strike within the
can I
day when
copy
the
paste?
lawmen are confused.
Who copy paste me? Rose.
No,
I'm-
Rose has got it.
Give me 2 seconds because I have to open.
Oh. This is the song. While she has her 2 seconds, this is the song.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, that's Pokemon.
When Rose falls onto Noel.
I am like. Okay, there we go. Danger underground with the revolutionaries. They assume my cooperation. Revolutionaries planning jailbreak within the turn while lawmakers distracted. Will attempt escape after. Nazor mustn't interfere. I don't think she looks at Saru because Saru would be older and more acquainted with Sarmia's plight.
This one will bring this up.
You're
At the
also
meeting.
looking at a bird that doesn't talk.
Yeah, we sorta understand him.
Alara
So
speaks
yeah,
bird.
how does Saru respond?
So you mentioned this. Saru mentions. Saru suggested he does not know much about the underground, and Noel asks, "These revolutionaries, are they trouble?"
They sound like it.
Indeed.
Hmm. Jailbreak who or what?
Rose is gonna look at his and ask, is there only one like holding place here in Sigil, or do you have other prison cells
Oh,
for
Hayes, you know the
anything important?
Harmonium has garrisons.
There are several garrisons, but there is one main prison.
I see.
Not counting, of course, where the lady sends those that displease her.
I see.
Do I know of any protocol? Probably just
Generally, you
Tyler.
inform the higher ups, and then they double the guard, put on extra watch duty, and all that
Yeah,
sort of
So it's
business.
just as one would expect. We just prepare for the worst. Do I know of such a high profile person?
No, you wouldn't.
This
The
one is
general assumption is that if someone is outed as a revolutionary, they execute them because
this
that's
one
too troublesome
is
to be kept as prisoners.
this one is unfamiliar, but to my knowledge, if any revolutionary is captured, they are executed. So they should not have any prisoners.
It's entirely possible that your prisoners whom you do not know are revolutionaries.
Indeed, this one will bring it up at the meeting.
What else do you have to discuss?
Hayes will pull Alara aside. If you are to accompany us in this mission, the Blue Lady might wish to appoint a second in command should something happen to her. Hayes would have just brought Alara without others.
Yeah, yeah.
The small one is too naive.
Noel, Noel. Technically, your teammates with Noel for the psychology thing. And then you see her crying and all when that Kai thing
Adam.
happened.
This one believes you should think of what you wish for your crew and appoint a person who you think will lead them in that direction. Hayes nods. Hayes nods again. This one does not have any further information. That is up to Officer Aram.
Meanwhile, for Adam/Balasar, Fira is standing near to you looking a bit confused in all this. You know, I didn't expect this many people to turn up and help.
Well, to be honest, I didn't expect that many people to help. I expected them to answer the call, but
I mean, most of them haven't even met Verity or Sile.
well, that's what you get when you have a rallying commander like Alara. Could take a pointer or two or 7 from her.
She doesn't like you very much.
No, she does not. I don't think so. Not at all.
So what pointer should I take from her?
Well, definitely work on your people skills, Vera. Need a lot of work there.
How about you?
I need the ability to make rational and unemotional decisions. I think that's my biggest takeaway from her.
How are you feeling as being both yourselves?
It's actually pretty liberating, which is embarrassing to say. It doesn't feel like I'm trapped inside my own mind anymore.
But you always have done this then.
I suppose. But why they waited so long to teach me is another matter altogether.
She looks up towards Kurok, about to ask questions, when the door opens and in flutters, slightly disheveled, looking flustered. Your attention, everyone, attention.
Oh dear God.
Wait, actually, no, I take that back. Just you lot. Hayes, Alara, Rosa, and Adam?
Have I said that I don't like you before?
Irrelevant. Anyway, you lot, over here, over here.
We gather.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
The Blue Lady was able to rally her crew. It would seem that they will lend their aid.
He looks at Alara with a new sort of measure. Impressive. Well then, that'll make the bad news I'm about to deliver a bit less bad. First things first. This investigation was supposed to be discreet.
Indeed.
Tell that to your missing officer.
Oh no, not even that. Here's the thing. Just a few hours ago, the timing could not have been worse. The respective factors for the Harmonium, Governors, and the Mercy Killers, as well as Dustmen, have been summoned to the Hall of Speakers to make statements on Memorandum 28713B. Yes, that one.
Hmm.
How did word get out? The investigation matter.
Hmm.
I'll give you a hint.
The
It's a
Hellhound.
fucking dog.
The Hellhound had already given his report back to the directors when he had returned.
Yes, but the directors are supposed to be anchored, aren't they? I don't know. And this timing could not be worse because now the factors and several of their higher-ups have to attend the procedures. The other factors called for it. This is serious.
Hmm. This gives the following news even more weight.
At any rate, I, Officer Aram Keckstein, represent the Harmonium to aid you in this investigation. I'm sorry, there are others, but their skill sets of arrest and subdue do not apply very well to far-plane entities.
Of course. However, their talents will be needed elsewhere, this one fears. Apparently, one of the Lost One's agents has information regarding the revolutionaries. Would you like to share? And then
Oh no.
Ace gestures to Alara.
Happen upon the underground. Aram Kirkstein's face just goes blank as he turns around with the arrival of the second person. What was this about the jailbreak? This is Justice Elison Nelesia of the Mercy Killers.
Justice.
She looks so cool.
She, to those of you who have had experience, this looks like a tiefling lady, albeit of a somewhat young age, but she carries herself with the sharpness of a blade.
I can
What
appreciate.
is about
Justice.
a jailbreak? One of yours is cooperating with the revolutionaries?
It's self-preservation.
Let us hope that you are correct, because this is a serious matter. Could be a distraction.
You're a distraction.
Excuse me, who am I talking to right now?
You're talking to somebody who thinks you're a nuisance to this conversation. Aram, why is she here?
Rose massages her forehead. Adam Bellatar, well, Dragon Boy, stand down.
I am only here because of concern for one of my fellow officers. I really do not care for collateral damage. How touching.
This bitch.
Excused. Jailbreak within the turn. I am aware that the Factal Marlin was made to leave his office for a summons. Aramdes nod to her. It is the same investigation. I see. So this whole matter is a distraction. Excellent. Perhaps my men will see some use at last.
He is
I will
not.
tell them to be on full guard.
Wait, what?
It has been a while since anyone attempted a jailbreak. I welcome the challenge.
You.
There is one central prison under the control of the Mercy Killers. It is the main permanent hold. The Harmonium garrisons are usually just for drunkards and low profiles.
Is there anyone important in particular in the prison?
Her lips thin a bit as she regards you.
Oh, well,
The commander of your ship, I believe, is one of them.
okay.
Perhaps not. There are others.
No, I mean, I don't really need to know. I'm just phrasing it as,
Of course
a
not. I
point of
wouldn't
view.
tell you.
Where would they target?
Let's see. I can think of a few priority targets that whom we would not immediately execute if we knew they were going to be sprung. So
I
I
see.
suspect it would be those.
All right, then the prison is a very possible target.
Sorry, which district?
This one would not worry
You
about
refer
those.
to the
Asylum.
yes, the Barmy place. If the revolutionaries want to recruit from the Barmies, I welcome them to do so. Any other information? Very well, I have my orders to send out. And just in time, she glances behind as the third member arrives.
More guests.
Ellison departs without so much as a wave for now, and the third member steps in noiselessly. There's the clinking of beads somewhere beneath all that cloth, and the Sedanti turn with some measure of reverence or some measure of surprise in equal order.
Who this?
The hands part aside, and little glowing words form in between them. The words say, just a moment. I am Preceptor Demostine, representative of the Fraternity of Order. My work brought me to this place. And as the factol and leading representatives are unable to respond, I take it upon myself to assist in this legal matter. Then the hands clasp close again and the words fade. He or she or it just takes a seat. Preceptor Demosthene usually is traveling around abroad. His assistance is highly to our benefit. The preceptor is highly adept at manipulating walls and their construction and deconstruction.
Hayes nods.
Elisor and Elysia is more of a spell breaker, for better or ill. And I would recommend you do not give her lip.
Hands up harmlessly at the sides of my head.
This is what we have to work with. So, this far plane entity, I've done some discussion where I can, and it's likely to have an anchor piece. The note says that Navar Strathman purchased a book. Is that correct?
Indeed. That seems to be the...
Do you know where the book is?
This one did not see it in his study. Though, perhaps it would not be...
Would it have been on second floor then?
Extremely likely.
And that's likely where the book is. The book is probably the anchor allowing it to tether itself here and take a hold of this particular plane. Destroy the book and the rest should unravel. I only wish it were that simple though.
It sounds simple.
Preceptor, myself, and Ellison will run interference, allowing you a direct collision course for the book as you may. We can cover 3 quarters, but you need to be able to handle the 4th on your own. As do I. In fact, I dare not hold my breath that they are still alive and well. Coupling entities are thought to be infathomable. There are so many books on far-plane entities that I could spend a lifetime reading through before getting to the one that resembled this one. And I don't think there would be a book written on a thing that manipulates words.
Wait,
Yes.
yes, we mixed his ashes with ink, and it kind of imbued his soul into his the writing.
Yes. Then there is a sentience within the words.
Yes, that much we believe. Wait, that means Rose is not around to hear when she spoke about writing a
Just
book?
assume yes. Just assume yes.
All right, okay. So she's gonna ask, well, if no books would be written about such creature, do you think you have those things called the sensates, right? They have experience with, they tell stories by other means.
Yes, but I don't have time to run to the Civic Fest Hall right now. If it uses words, If the power lies in words, can you fight words with words?
I don't think we have a bard here.
No, it doesn't have to be one of those instrument strumming ones. Just, is there a motto, some word, something that teaches you and gives you strength? Yes, a prayer.
A prayer. Hmm.
No. I'm thinking words that are important to you personally.
Hmm.
You mean as an anchor to ourselves?
Yes. If it can affect minds, you better well have some kind of defense.
I see. Then she glances at Alara. Maybe what she means is that this thing might have the ability to do what that planar creature we met. Yes. Adam called it Kai.
What did this one try to portray itself as?
Ink creatures and rushing by countdown.
Indeed. We will
Hmm.
have 10 counts.
Yes, but on that, you need to finish this within those 10 counts. Speaking of which, he glances over and you see Sargal's at the door now, sort of head a bit drooping. Are you all ready to go or something? Wow, that's a lot of folk.
This one appreciates your return.
Yeah? Ask. Yes? Yes? Uh, they are tethered to the plane. Well, it's more of they're tethered to the plane than whether or not they have an entrance or exit. Oh, I could open the way in if you need it.
Alara, are you thinking that it's better to leave Zagal away from the danger?
Aram raises a hand. I've received the portal key from Lady Strathburn. It goes both ways. No, out of the question. We go in together or we don't. I will hold the key, and having an additional key, he glances at Saga, would be helpful. Well, yeah, the governor said it'd skin me alive if I didn't help out with Navarre. You're not happy with how things are going.
What was that?
Sorry, I bumped into something.
Oh,
So yeah, I suppose I'm helping. The three of us will keep the enemies off you from the rear. Well, I ran the coordinates ran through some, and it's a pocket plane within a pocket plane. The book itself is an opening to a realm. So he grips his head. Theoretically, destroying the book should expel those things within it.
Hayes nods.
I asked the governors who did the calculations whether there was a chance that destroying the book will also destroy those within it, and 23% chance. I don't like those odds. I've not had to do something like this before, but all right. Firstly, I suggest arranging yourself into squads. Okay, and everyone pay attention. I'm going to post a lot of stuff out.
Oh,
Dun,
a lot
dun,
of stuff.
dun. I got dibs on being on the same team as Noel. Y'all can go fuck yourselves.
Shut. You leave my girl alone.
Oh, she gonna be tainted red, buddy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, what? I think I missed something.
Yes, no, don't. Yeah, no.
No.
Just let it be.
There, nothing happened there.
I
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I mean, we can't be pirates if we're afraid of sailing the Red Sea, right?
Hey, do you want to know how
what?
it feels like to have your period? I can make you bleed from down there. I'm low enough.
Okay, so this is how it's going to work. This is the list of people that you can form a squad with.
Oh.
You can assign and mix and match as you can. So similar to when you're defending Alicia's pantry with Crystal,
Mhm.
these people will be part of your squad.
Mhm.
They will provide a HP buffer, which, while intact, will come with certain bonuses.
Mhm.
You have to choose priority, as in who's the first buffer and so on and so forth.
Oh
If
no,
you lose
Noel
the
is
H-
gonna
if
get
you lose
hurt.
the if you lose the HP buffer, they're out of the count and all the benefits go from them.
Do they die?
Let's be nice and say they don't. They just suffer like mental
How could you
breakdown.
guys? How could you? Oh my
Okay.
god. How can you
Important.
even?
Important to clarify this.
No. Oh, German would be
Are you
good
kidding me?
for.
Seru is #1 for extraction. Look at him.
+1 action count means if they are grouped with you, you get 1 extra turn each turn.
No, Seru should be extraction team. Look at him.
Are we gonna fight the thing or are we grabbing the thing? I think Jorman's pretty badass.
German would be good for Belisar and Nether.
99 health, throwing fireballs.
Free fire
What?
spells.
So good.
But I don't want to be like, I don't want to be with Mr. Priest Boy. He sucks.
Too bad.
They'll handle themselves. They are here to cover you. No, they are here just to provide blanketing fire.
Asik is so cool.
Yes,
Different
I'm-
benefit each turn.
I'm surprised that Kib is not like, oh, a Sikh. We definitely take a Sikh.
I'm taking a Sikh. Are you kidding me? He's my crew. Don't talk to me. He's already in. What are you talking
Hey.
about?
Asik is better than you.
I got.
No, as in, I'll treat each of you as each of you are a separate character with your own group.
Wow.
Oh, so we each get a person, is it?
Yeah. Unless it ends up with something like Balasar is by himself with no buffer, then he'll do it.
Yes, I like that. Let's keep it at that.
All right, y'all. if that happens, y'all can go fuck yourselves. I'm
Okay.
gonna go look.
So Seru is a monk. So if anyone needs to be a monk, they can take Seru.
Look at him.
Alara would benefit from Seru, I think.
A Sikh is mine for sure.
I mean, also she gets protected
I'm
from
so jealous.
like far from range weapon, deflect any missile.
Once per turn. Once per turn.
But it is any range weapon, right?
If it requires a range attack, he can deflect one of those.
Ah, okay. I
Yeah,
kind of
man.
want Kiali. Plus 10 movement speed.
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
Are
Rose
we
is gonna
separating?
go.
Are we separating the squads into like Book Squad and Verity Squad?
Yep.
Well, I think it's in technically all of you are heading for the objective.
Which is Book Squad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm looking at Imalthar for that dank sneak attack.
Ah,
I mean,
poison someone.
5d6.
Okay, let me. I'm going to take a short break while you decide who's going to go with who.
Okay.
Wait. Actually,
Let's end the session here. Da, da, da.
No,
What the heck?
no, no.
No, he was
let us
about to say
discuss.
that. I'm just saying it out loud.
Okay.
No, Let's decide the team
Okay.
later.
How about you all discuss in Word? I mean, like in a typing, and I bring in Verity now.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Hello,
Cool.
Verity.
Oh no.
Verity's
Shit.
turn. Ooh. I'm gonna use this time to
I
drop
was
out.
planning to
You chat
chill.
yourself without using voice.
I was gonna
Yeah,
chill the entire
muting mic.
session. My plans to chill.
No.
Oh, no.
Wait. Let me see if there's a better music for this. Ah, yes. Let's get the music. Verity, are you there?
Yes.
The last thing you remember is shadows. Shadows everywhere, shadows smothering over you. And then you find yourself in the mansion. The same mansion as before, sitting in a reading room of some kind, or rather rising up to one of the chairs. And then you notice, strangely enough, the chair isn't a chair. It's, you tap it. It feels like one, but it seems to be consisting. It seems to be composed of numerous small little words. No, not words. Building blocks of numbers. Everything around you is made of numbers, ones and zeros.
Is it all black? When you say the mansion is it
No.
lit or?
It's lit. Even the light itself is made of strange numbers, it would seem.
Everything is made of numbers then.
Mm-hmm. And when you glance at yourself closely, to your relief, you are still flesh and blood.
Well, we're just gonna say relief. He looks around. Is this the first floor or he hasn't been here before?
It's not the floor you've been in, but as you get up, the chair beneath you creaks, and then a man enters the room.
He turns around.
Verity. His words sound strange. His voice sounds strange, modulated. But it matches the description of the one that you would call Navarre Strathford, if it was still him.
Because I've seen before, right?
Well, you've had the description given to you. I mean, you had to know who you're going to arrest.
Well, I mean, before the whole thing, I think he saw Navarre before as a human, like a person.
Not really. I mean,
Not really.
There's plenty of governors around.
Okay, so I know the harmonium directors, but not him.
Yes, you only know the harmonium directors before you set out.
Okay. Verity will say, "You are the governor."
Sahil is alive and well.
Thank God he's alive. How is he doing? Where is this place?
He is highly stressed. Unsurprising, given the circumstances. But for now, my children are speaking to him. He's a difficult
Where is
one.
he?
Outside, in the rooms beyond. But first, he steps towards the curtains and instructs you to take a look.
Verity will walk towards wherever that is.
The curtains shift aside, or rather, the curtains at the window shift aside. And outside, what you see is a strange world of shifting black and whites and grays, colors, ink, blending like water, drifting apart. You can make out further shapes beyond, like wobbly spires, blackened streets, things, figures, shapes moving below, soaring above. And he pulls the curtains back. This is the realm of the shadows. Not quite as we know
So
it.
your house
This
is connected to this realm.
This is a safe house I have constructed. The words find no purchase or numbers here, and within it we are safe for the time being. But we cannot be safe forever.
How long have you been in here?
Far too long. I would estimate between 7.3 and 8.47 years.
You have been trapped here for so long.
Yes.
How do you survive so long? Is there no way to contact outside?
I had a stroke of fortune when one of yours attempted to contact your... He glances at your helmet. Your headpiece directly. I was able to intercept it using binary to ensure that we weren't unheard, but I doubt the second communication will work.
Oh, so they know that this happened. But
I'm
anyway,
79% confident that your allies are mobilizing.
all right, that's good to know. So this is real then. This realm.
Yes and no. It is difficult to quantify. It is real because the numbers hold it up and the words clash against the numbers.
Right. So what are we ready? We are inside.
You and Sayo are yourself. My physical self is now under control of that dreadful being.
The shadows, you mean? The ink shadows. One of your children.
I've preserved them numerically. I'm not sure how well they fare in the physical realm, but it was the least I could do. Lest it grabbed them in my impersonation. What we face now is an ancient enemy.
You have contacted this entity yourself. How does it came to be?
It came in the form of a book of dreams and wonders. The book spoke of a simpler time, happier times. And as I browsed through the pages that some have sought for so long, I found myself lost in tranquility, in dreams and wonders beyond mundane imagination. You see, I always sought to become a better person. And as it turns out, dreams so wondrous can start to displace reality as it is. By the time I caught myself, realized that I had missed an important event from my family, I realized that the book was taking over. And so I beseech you, the entity has to be destroyed. It cannot be allowed to replicate itself. Sigil is not prepared for this knowledge.
Well, definitely we will be destroying it, but we're in
Thank you for that
its
reassurance.
world. Is there a way? Do you know its weakness?
It is both a blessing and a curse. It relies on the word to sustain itself. And while we are within its own core, it is at its strongest and yet most vulnerable. Any single action or reaction can disrupt what it chooses to project to the realms beyond. My intention is a synchronized assault between your allies and us disrupting it from within.
Right, you have spoken to who exactly? Just want to make sure.
I had to borrow the mind of the one known as Officer Aram Kirkstein, and it made contact with those known as Officer Hezekiah and a few others.
All right, the right person. Well, how do we coordinate when we can't contact others?
I have still some measure of vision over the outside world. As soon as our allies start mobilizing, so shall we.
Right. You say you've been trapped here for more than about 7 or 8 years.
Quite so.
So
Aaron.
you are not aware of what you did after that?
Yes and no. I am aware that it attempted a dangerous procedure using myself as an impersonation. It seeks to replicate itself across the realms. The procedure described in the book, which purified oneself, a mistake. I always wanted to be the perfect husband for a perfect family. I realized no one is born perfect. We are either too short or too tall. And by trimming oneself to fit that motive as I did, one leaves spaces which this enemy was able to fill and usurp.
Well, I fear for the directors who were trapped inside that plane then.
And I believe it has made some modifications to some others as well.
The experiments has wreaked a lot of havoc to a lot of people.
Any of them could end up being carriers if we do not finish this entity.
If we destroy here, do you think every other parts that it replicates can be cut off?
This is the heart and core of it.
The book has been circulated. Do you think it's already infecting Sigil?
I'm keeping it at bay for the time being. I am a thorn in its heart.
Right.
For this long I've remained. But should we mobilize to attack it, I will have to deconstruct this bastion of safety. This may
So
be
you
our
have to
best
be
chance.
vulnerable to be able to attack it as well.
If we fail in this assault, then it will be free to go. But I do not want it gathering further power.
Right. What should we do? Do you have a plan? You say it manipulates the words, but does spoken words affect this as
You
well?
are not actually speaking words to me right now, but binary.
Within this confinement?
Yes. I have a high level of manipulation over this small little realm that is my house.
Interesting.
It is a measure of the perfection I was seeking, albeit now confined to this very area.
Okay. It seems that it's afraid of light or some such. Perhaps I could help in that way.
Are you weary?
I am. Could you repeat that?
Are you weary at the moment? Fatigued, tired?
No. I'm fine, but I am concerned for Sile.
As you wish. Go and speak with him.
Artie nods. Thank you. And then he goes, open the door.
The door opens and you find yourself flashing forward through time and space and into a room that you recall not too long ago, well, a replica of the room in which you were eating endless plates of scones and other buttered goods. Sile is sitting there, somewhat uncomfortable, with two children, a boy and a girl of maybe 8 and 10. One of them is rummaging at the desk, painting away in numbers. Well, painting numbers by numbers, if you would say.
Okay.
The other one is playing patty cake with Sile.
Okay. Is Sile playing with the little one?
His face is somewhat rigid, but his hands are going through the motions. And as soon as he sees you, Verity.
Sile, I'm so glad you're right. I was so afraid that I would lose you. And then he
He
goes
gets
towards
up
him.
clanking and meets you for an embrace if you accept it.
Of course he does. Verity will like give him a title one. So I'm so afraid to lose you.
It was that damn dog.
Did he do anything? He said you
The
triggered the
girl
trap.
looks up. Language. It was that fuzzy dog. He pushed me.
He pushed you.
Yes. I was examining the mirror when he did so.
What? Why would he did that? So do you think the directors were?
I think they're all in league, frankly. This one seems to be helping us, but Verity, these days I suspect everyone and everything except you.
Well, I think we should find a way to get out of here first. I've spoken to Governor Navarre, and he has a plan. And Aram knows that
That's
we are
not
here.
well. That's not really Navarre anymore. His corpse is still walking around in his house downstairs somewhere.
What remains of Nawa who is trying to help?
Yes.
Well, Aram knows that we are here, and they might be mobilizing to visit the realm again. We must find a way to coordinate with them to destroy this, whatever this entity is.
The girl taps you, Verity, since
Hmm.
well, your helmet is off right now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Hi, will you play patty cake with me?
Hello. Are you L? Then
Yes.
Verity looks down.
I am 10 years old.
You are. You are growing strong. Well, I would like to play, but we have business right now. But I will play with you later.
Please.
Verity gives Saya a look.
I say it gets unbearable the longer it takes.
We can speak while we play, I guess.
All right.
And then Verity sits down.
All right. So Saya continues. I don't like this. It feels too convenient.
You mean this whole visiting Navarre thing?
It feels like this. And Navarre is using us to get rid of something he doesn't like. Well,
I guess.
it should be our enemy too, but the whole thing just reeks to me.
Well, I suppose we don't have much choice right here. Well, do you have any ideas?
I think this thing could be a threat to Sigil. We need to get rid of it. And then we'll see what comes next.
Well, we're still apprehending after this, but for now we should have a
Good
temporary
luck.
truce.
Good luck with that.
We will try. I think there's something bigger than what's going on right now. The investigation has opened a whole new can of worms. I do not like this myself.
Do you know anything else?
I do know that this entity is not variable of light and maybe fire, but we have to try. I do not have spells myself that can deal such damage.
Navarre can assist us. He has some very frightening manipulation abilities.
That is true. He says that we are speaking in binary now instead of words. But
No,
whatever it is, we'll have to work with him for now.
Hey, he looks over to the boy who's drawing. Are you eavesdropping on everything to tell your papa? The boy just continues scribbling. I hate circles.
Verity will continue playing with L. And then Verity will ask L, do you remember what happened before you came here?
School was boring.
You don't remember what brought you here?
I had dinner and went to bed.
And the next thing you remember, you're here. Or is there something else that happened?
She blinks at you and I win. You missed the
Oh no, you got me. Then Verity stands up. I think we have a victory. You are victorious now. I would like to speak to you a little bit about how you got here.
This is my house.
Ah, I see. Is it no different than many years before?
I don't have to go to school now.
Rarity is trying not to speak about their mother because it's gonna be different. Rarity is just gonna walk towards the boy. What's his name again?
Amos.
Boy's name is Amos. And then he looks at what he's drawing, like numbers with numbers.
Verity, you look down at a drawing that's
Yep.
three-dimensional.
Three-dimensional drawing?
Yes. In fact, it seems to be a very detailed drawing of Sigil. The boy's like where his pencil is obviously scribbling in the fashion of, a usual kid and all that. But it seems his mind is translating things down to paper here perfectly.
Rarity will ask Amos. Amos, is it?
Yes.
You're aware that you're here for many years, then?
I don't get cake.
That's true. But your work is really good. Nothing that I've seen before. Is there something you picked up here or back in school?
I'm a good drawer.
I see. Well, that definitely shows. He looks around Sigil. Is it just a nice complete replica of a sigil, like a donut shaped thing? Or just like some parts of sigil?
Well, some parts are more detailed than the others, like the lower ward, for example.
I guess that's where he reckons.
I have other drawings. He pulls them out from under the table. And
Correct. He will look at it actually, see if he has something interesting.
You see a realistic depiction of his mother, a realistic depiction of a father from happier times, and then the family picture at the garden patch. The thing is absent, however.
Oh, there's no like scary things in the shadows.
Yeah.
So if I recall, right, last time we saw the thing, is it like vaguely humanoid shape?
Vaguely humanoid shape.
With no facial features?
You can't make out any facial feature.
Huh, interesting. Rarity was saying, could I have a look at this for a bit?
Go ahead.
He has a look. So where the thing was, do you know where it is? Can you see where it's standing, like exactly where the missing humanoid thing was at originally?
You have a suspicion that if you were to go outside to the garden and compare the reference with the picture, something might be there.
Okay, so this house is actually not only part of it, but the entire house. This
house seems constructed.
Safe house. Yeah, I know, this safe house. It's not just one part of the house, it's this entire house, including the garden.
It seems to be the entire house.
Okay. Rarity will stand up and he's going to actually go to Navarre. He's going to tell Sile, well, we saw something in this drawing here when we are in the outside realm. I was like, this realm. I'm going to ask Navarre what actually happened. Then he knocks on the door.
Wait, where? The garden?
Yes. In this drawing, in outside realm, we saw something humanoid shape around, and he points where he saw the thing.
The damn dog, the furry dog was staring there for a bit until we moved on.
Well, that is quite strange, isn't it? I'm going to ask.
All right.
Actually, no. We're going to go and check it out right now. Instead of going to Nova's room, he's going to the guard.
Cycles, are you sure? Nova says that we should let him know before stepping out so he can put protections on our mind and such.
Right.
Just
I'm
a
not
thought.
sure.
Which do you trust?
I guess we are trapped in here. We don't really have much choice. Right then. Then he turns back to Noah's door and like knock on it.
As in, Sai holds your hand, as in, which do you trust more, the governor or trying to see the thing?
I looked outside Sile, and it's not the right place. It's full of ink and shadows.
No, as in, the door's shut.
No, but you know when he looks outside,
Yeah, it's a different
like
realm.
the world of ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different realm. Have you seen outside Sile?
Well, we are not in Mechanus anymore.
It's the realm of the shadows. But thank you for reminding me, because something bad might happen if we go out recklessly.
All right. So you knock on the door. Your hand touches the door and it disintegrates into a bunch of numbers before reforming open.
Oh, okay. He's going to walk in. Is Noah still standing there, or what's he doing?
The room is empty and then numbers seem to coalesce together to form the man again. You have returned.
Do you know of the entity or whatever it is in your garden? And then he shows the picture.
There's an entity in the garden. He looks out. I do not recommend stepping beyond these walls before you are ready, but it is known to have many eyes and ears.
Right, because before we came into this realm, in the outside realm, the best I could describe it, this place, when we saw the drawing, the real drawing, lack thereof, has a humanoid shape over there.
I had my suspicions that it was trying to reach my other members of the family when I was trying to keep them safe.
It was there, and I would like to check.
I only wish I'd acted sooner. Very well, but let me provide some protections first.
What is this entity capable of doing exactly?
It is capable of fogging your mind, making you suggestible, even freezing you with symbol words if needed.
So it's best not to speak to it, then.
Not speaking to it would be even safer. It might try to persuade you otherwise.
I see. Noted. Then he waits for whatever thing that he wants to do.
Initiating protocol 1374 1.38A4. And Verity, you feel like numbers forming around you, muddling your head a bit, and then a pleasant sort of emptiness. Your thoughts are still there, but they're no longer as cluttered as they used to be. You have been granted the effect of mind blank.
Nice. Gonna write that.
Your body is also similarly untethered by freedom of movement.
Oh, nice.
And the way Saya is looking around, he also seems somewhat confused at this. That wasn't a spell. No. Spells are just numbers. I know the formulae.
Variety or not, seems the governor has found a new kind of way to weave the arcane.
Sino
Well,
has his
that's
mouth open. It wasn't a. Does that mean if you share this formula with everyone, I have no intention of doing such thing. This knowledge is dangerous.
Verity will pat on Sayo's shoulder. Let's go.
So who you'll be sharing it with? Justice officer, it is almost time.
We should go have a look.
All right. You two start moving.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back to the Sigil group. Have you decided who is going with who?
Here. We each get
How
one
many?
companion.
One, two.
As in you can choose.
Oh, what do the people that we don't choose do?
They go into the bench squad.
Okay, so they get their own squad and they do their own thing. And
No, they get put in the bench and
Oh,
then
they
they
don't do
disappear for
anything.
sight and never do anything again.
We can give them pom poms.
Yes, you can.
Have them fight some like pinky toe. Yeah, I'll paste the thing again. Yeah, they can fight like on the other side, off screen.
Yes, they can add cinematic to the background. All right.
Yeah.
So who's going with whom? Okay,
Take
Alara.
another one.
I'm
No,
taking
you
Kuro.
can choose.
I did
because
not
he
say there was
has-
a limit of one.
Yeah. See. Noel.
This feels Mass
Mayweather and
Effect.
Noel.
Okay, Alara is going with who? Just Mayweather. Okay. Okay, next is Rose. Who are you going with?
Finala and Imaltar. Oh no, wait. Does Haze want Imaltar?
No, you can get it.
Cause we get more than one now.
I'm good to chill with Tia. For that mind blank.
Okay.
Noel looks at Rose, so with a bit of surprise. I suppose so.
Rose kind of shakes your hand. You're in good hands.
Okay. Next is let's see. Hayes is going with who?
Kurok and Tia.
Welcome aboard.
Hayes nods.
And Adam.
Is Adam there?
He went to the chores.
Oh no. Punished.
Kibu, who you want?
Okay, is Alara okay?
You can type it out. Okay, so Quib wants Asik.
He wants
and
Kai. No. No. CAKEdnd. Go. Da.
has no ice spells. Picks Noel. Kib takes everyone else.
I mean, this is very weird. Nobody said no. Everyone just assumed they could only take one.
No, I did not. I did not. Wait, we should type it down back. Alara took Noel and Mayweather. Haze, you took who?
I'll be right
Um,
back. You all
yeah.
discuss this out again.
Haze took who?
Kurok and Tia. Is no one
Me.
taking Ahe?
Ah, yeah, you
Freedom
can take
movement is
Ahe.
really good. Wait, is Fira not a person?
Fira. I think Fira is. coming
Fira
in.
takes Ahe.
Are we giving Fira her own team? Is that safe?
I think that's good.
Take German Kip. Oh, I should type it up.
Yeah, easy German pick for Kib. Like it's not
Hey,
even
wait.
funny.
Fuck you.
What's his name? Seru is also really good. You can be a monk.
No, you see that kid wants a sick German Noel casket and possibly Zestia. We already say who we pick.
You can take like literally everyone else.
Okay, I'm back. So,
I don't think Kib's paying attention. Oh wait, he can't hear us. We're dumb.
No, I typed it out. Hey,
You
Kurok and
guys.
Tia, Rose, Pinala, Imalta, Alara, Noel, Mayfair. And then he's like, oh, I want all these people. It's like, no.
His computer broke.
uh,
Streamix, please. Streamix
Oh,
and
he
current
wants
year.
a sick German casket.
Alright. Sure. Oh, no one's picking the mobility boys. What's wrong with you people?
No, Kiawe.
Oh, you took Ahe. Okay.
Yeah.
Just bring everyone
Hey.
you can.
Hayes, do you want to pick one more?
Who's
Who's
left?
left?
Is it just Seru?
No one's left.
Seru,
No. Yeah, only
the
Saru's
bird
left.
boy. No,
Do you want
take
Saru?
you take Seru.
Okay, I'll take Saru.
Because he gives
DM,
me monk things that I already kind of have, so
DM, do they all work together or do they take turns?
assign your order.
Okay,
As
the
in,
benefits
who takes hit first?
about the benefits, do they
Kurok.
occur at once?
Huh?
The benefits.
Yes.
So say like if I put German first, Mayweather second, do I only get Mayweather's benefit
No, they're
after?
all on. But if let's say
Alright, cool.
Norman goes down first, his benefits are gone.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Can
my
you
god,
choose to
Balasar,
take
so many
damage
actions.
in place of them?
No, you can't.
So like you be their health buffer. So
No, you can't.
You can protect Noel's measly
No,
30
no.
health.
See,
If you go
Alara
down,
can kill.
if you go down, the group falls apart.
Oh
Yes.
wait, can Alara heal the buffer?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
that's too
unfortunate.
good to be true.
Okay, so the free heals is not that.
Wait. Let me think. Heal the buff. Okay, yeah, you could heal the buffer.
Ah, thank God.
Wait, so Rose has Finala with her, right?
Finala and Imaltar.
Finally.
And Saru
And
probably.
Seru. Asik
Seru
is
goes first.
with Adam,
As
German,
German gasket and
Hayes just has Kurok and Tia.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like the saddest game of baseball ever.
No, like if you look at the health, right?
200
Kurok is
hits.
worth like
No,
3
no.
guys.
As in, like, there were some people that you all had to like finally remember were there before deciding you wanted to have them in.
Oh. No.
Okay, so Alara, between Mayweather, Noel, and Ahi, who takes the first hit?
I would say put Mayweather last.
Ahi can take the first hit.
Yeah, Ahi first.
He's a brave boy.
Ahi salutes volunteering to take the hit.
Oh, I hate for the sweetheart. Oh,
Okay, for Rose, Finala, Imalta, and
Ahi.
Seru, who takes the hit?
Saru first.
Okay,
Second Imalta, third Finala.
okay. For Adam,
Order your players.
He's first then.
Oh wait, Adam.
He's first.
Who takes homage foist?
I think after we saw this damage thing, I'll just end here for tonight because it's going to be ridiculous to continue. Like this.
I agree.
Fight. Oh. Rose is giving up Noel for the better good. That is not Adam.
Well, I appreciate that everyone immediately went to optimization mode instead of like. I was a bit worried about same country mode.
Initially, I almost wanted Noel for the meta magic.
So you can Hunter's Mark 2 people.
Hey, he's putting the kobold first.
You
Poor
pick
kobold.
neither of them. Yeah, I would have still picked.
Okay,
Kurok
someone
that.
pin this, guys, so you can refer. Pin that post.
I'll do that.
Wait,
Done.
Done.
Sik is last. Geska is first. So Jorman is second. Okay.
Hey, Dorman is third.
Asik is last.
What means
Jessica,
second?
Zestia.
Is with
I'm
Yeah,
no,
speaking
yeah.
Zestia. Hello. Wait, he doesn't.
I already
he
told
can't
him.
Hear. He can't hear.
Okay.
Taking tea.
Okay, this is embarrassing, guys. We're gonna log out now. Good night.
Okay, we end this recording now.
Okay, guys, just type someone. Okay,
Yep.
let's just call Sha to type everyone's team.
Wait, I got an idea. What if we try migrating off onto Discord and see if you can?
That's okay. It's
talk
nearing
over.
the time anyway. I don't think I want to do the next segment with 17 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Accurate. All right, we'll call it here then.
Yay.
Yeah, we can call it for tonight.
Sounds good.
By the way, DM. In the meantime, I want to clarify.
Yeah.
Do we get to use all this talky time for rest?
No.
No.
Short rest is permitted.
Mm,
Yes, I purposely short rested.
I should have been a warlock.
Clever Haze. Wait.
What?
DM, do
Yeah.
I get a short rest?
You. Okay, that's actually why Navar asked if
He
you're
did ask
wearied
you,
anyway.
yeah. He would have recovered you to full.
Wow.
He was Nurse Joy up in there. and
He's
you're
just
like, "No, I'm
one.
Hang on.
No, he's just
Talk
one
to the
divine
Pokemon
channel
Center
divinity
guy."
down.
Okay. He can just reset your configuration.
That's
Wow.
that's kind of scary.
Convenient.
That's kind of scary.
Reprogram. Access old save file.
Yes.
Ace, do you want to type yours?
What?
Oh, no! Tia is
Well, I'm
Tia is
obviously.
Tia is with Hayes,
like,
not
Tia-
Adam.
Tia's obviously gonna protect the big boys of Kurok and Hayes, so she's gonna go.
Chat,
with
you
second.
typed it wrong.
Come on, I only have 2 guys. Oh, bardic inspiration, fun. Does
He's not
Kip,
even a
Yes.
roll 20, the poor thing.
does Kip get to choose which mask Asik wears, or does he just like randomly pull one out of his hat and? Yes. It's like a mask of Kurok with Kurok's blindfold on. He's like, oh, miming a blind person.
I can't
Looks
actually
like
see
hello.
Nova's picture.
Hmm?
To be honest.
This one.
Oh! Wait, DM. Hayes
He
asked a
didn't
very
load
good
for me.
question. Ben asked a very good question. What happened to Fira?
Oh yes, does Fira get to play?
Yes.
Does she get people to follow her too?
Or does she follow
Or is
Balasar?
she a sad boy?
I will say she accompanies Balasar.
Yay! Val's
You get
Hello.
Balsi to. No, wait, not Balsi.
What?
Oh, okay,
Ah,
I see
a
now.
face.
Interesting.
I think he got confused with the name. See? Dia ni tak dengar orang lah.
He became a CSII person art.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
Finally final lah.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
watching.
everyone.
Thank you. Next week. It's gonna be nice.
Peace out.
Nice. See ya.
Bye bye.